The story begins with a girl named Miok, who hangs herself in the middle of the class. Other students stand around her, watching, but no one tries to stop her. Within moments, Miok dies. Just then, another girl named Yura enters the classroom. She is Miok's best friend and comes to save her, but it is already too late. Miok dies in front of her eyes, and Yura sits down crying. Suddenly, Miok's spirit appears and tells her, "You should have saved me." Frightened, Yura opens her eyes and realizes it is just a nightmare. But the nightmare connects with reality. 10 years earlier, Yura's best friend in high school had ended her own life in a similar way. These nightmares keep haunting Yura. She then messages her old high school friends and decides to meet them in the evening. Later, she meets the same 4 friends who appeared in her dreams standing around Miok. Among them are 2 boys, Jintae and Haejin, and Insuk, who is Jintae's friend. Cheon also joins them. While talking, Yura takes Jintae aside and asks if he remembers Miok. Jintae hesitates and says he doesn't remember anyone named Miok. Yura tries to remind him that Miok was once their classmate, but Jintae denies it firmly and says he knows no one by that name. Suddenly, Yura starts feeling sick and rushes to the bathroom, where she sees a terrifying spirit. Scared, she faints on the spot. In her vision, she sees her childhood, where she and Miok were best friends. Miok had once gifted her a bracelet. When Yura opens her eyes, she finds herself inside a car. All her friends are taking a long drive together. They tell her she must have fainted due to weakness. Cheon drives while the others fall asleep. Only Yura stays awake. Cheon asks if she is feeling better, but Yura stays silent. When he looks back, he sees a horrifying spirit sitting there, and the scene cuts. In the next scene, all of them find themselves inside the same classroom from Yura's nightmares. Everyone is shocked and confused about how they reached there. Their phones stop working. Yura realizes this is the same school and the same classroom where she once studied. The others agree but remain anxious about why they are here. Meanwhile, Cheon suffers from a leg injury and struggles to walk. Then a flashback shows Yura's past in high school, a time when she was not yet part of this group. She wanted to join them, but Insuk treated her badly. Miok used to comfort her, saying she didn't need to tolerate bullying and should tell the teacher instead. Miok told her there was no need to join a group that didn't respect her. But Yura ignored her advice because she was desperate to be part of that group. Back in the present, Yura suddenly disappears. The others assume she went into another room. Haejin steps out and sees Yura, but her eyes turn completely white, terrifying them. Soon after, Cheon insists they must find her and asks Jintae for help. Jintae sends Haejin with Insuk, even though she doesn't want to, but she could not refuse Jintae. After some time, she needs to go to the washroom. She asks Haejin to wait outside and goes in. Inside, she notices that Yura is also there, hiding. But when she comes out of the washroom, she suddenly feels sharp pain in her ear. A flashback appears. It shows a past scene where one day she slapped Miok so hard that blood started coming from her ear, and she lost hearing in that ear. She had slapped Miok because she found out that Miok had spoken privately with Jintae the previous day. Miok denied it completely, but then Insuk asked Yura about it. Out of fear, Yura said yes, even though she had no idea. She lied because she was scared of Insuk's anger and wanted to join their group. In this way, Yura betrayed her best friend Miok just to become part of the group. Because of this, Miok had to suffer that slap. Back in the present, Miok's spirit appears beside Insuk and says something, but she cannot hear anything. Her ears hurt badly, just like Miok's did that day. Suddenly, a screwdriver appears in front of her. Miok's spirit tells her to put it inside her ear. Under the spirit's control, she forcefully pushes the screwdriver into her own ears. Miok's ghost makes her do this, and she dies painfully on the spot. At that moment, Yura and Haejin arrive there. They see Insuk's dead body and tremble with fear. Then Haejin also sees Miok's spirit. Terrified, he grabs Yura's hand and runs away with her. It becomes clear that everything happening is caused by Miok's spirit. She is taking revenge for the wrongs done to her. Now the story reveals the mistakes of the remaining people. Haejin takes her to a lab. There, he sees a frog, and another flashback appears. It shows how in high school, Haejin once forced Yura to eat an experimental frog and bullied her badly. Now his punishment arrives. In the present, frogs suddenly start coming out of his mouth. Frogs also crawl inside his body. He suffers unbearable pain, but cannot stop it. To end the pain, he grabs a surgical knife and cuts open his stomach, hoping the frogs will come out. Instead, this act leads to his painful death. Now the scene shifts to Jintae. He leaves Cheon alone and goes to search for others. After some time, Cheon feels worried that everyone might have left him alone. He steps outside and sees Miok's spirit inside a classroom. Terrified, he starts running, but he gets injured and falls a short distance away. Miok's spirit drags him into the darkness, and his life ends there. To explain why Miok does this, another flashback is shown. Cheon once had evil intentions toward Miok. Because Miok was Yura's best friend, he used Yura to lure her. Through Yura, he called Miok to the school gym at night. Yura lied to Miok, saying she had misplaced the bracelet Miok had given her, and it was somewhere in the gym. Believing her, Miok went there and found Cheon waiting. He signaled Yura to leave, and foolishly, Yura abandoned her best friend. Then Cheon tried to force himself on Miok and dragged her into a dark room. In the present, Yura cries and begs Miok's spirit to stop, saying she has already taken revenge on everyone. But Miok replies that the revenge is not complete yet. At that moment, Jin-tae arrives. On his way, he had already seen Hyejine's corpse and was terrified. He sits beside Yura and tries to comfort her. Yura tells him that she has been hearing Miok's voice for a long time, speaking about all of them. Jin-tae then asks what Miok said about him. Yura has a vision showing Miok and Jin-tae's past. After the assault, Miok was completely broken, and Jin-tae supported her. They became good friends. One day, while talking, Miok asked about a painting Jin-tae had been working on for days. Jin-tae replied that he would reveal it at the right time. He said his phone was left in the art room, and both of them went to get it. Then Jin-tae used the excuse of the washroom and left, while Miok stayed in the art room. There, she found his phone and also discovered his painting. When Miok uncovered it, she saw a painting of herself. It was the same scene of the night when Cheon tried to assault her. This revealed that Jin-tae was not a true friend either. He was never pure-hearted, and also wanted to exploit her pain. On that night, while Miok was being attacked, Jin-tae had been standing outside the gym, but did nothing to help her. Enraged, Miok tore his sketch. When Jin-tae saw the ripped painting, he laughed like a madman, realizing he had broken her heart. In the present, Miok's spirit enters Yura's body. Yura, possessed, stabs Jin-tae repeatedly with a sharp object, killing him in a gruesome way. After Jin-tae's death, Yura goes straight to the school rooftop. There she sees the bracelet Miok once gave her. Behind her, Miok's spirit stands. Yura cries and begs for forgiveness for all her mistakes. But the next moment, Miok's spirit attacks her, strangling her neck. Miok targets Yura last because, despite being her best friend, Yura never truly supported her. By killing Yura, Miok believes her revenge will be complete, and her spirit will finally find peace. The film ends with Miok's spirit tormenting Yura to death, punishing her for betraying the bond of true friendship.